Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. So let's welcome to this channel for knowledge. As you are here, so we are meeting with in our first video, which is basically in which we will discuss about the MBS, Mohammed bin Salman's visit to Washington and why it matters and what it means for US policy and Israel. As we all are know that last week US President Donald Trump rolled out the red carpet for the Saudi Arabian's de facto ruler Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. In his first US visit since 2018, among the major items announced was the strategic defense agreement. Beyond the oil, US Saudi Arabia are expanding their relation with AI, tech, manufacturing, and regional trade, with Israel potentially part of the mix. There were also the narrative for the Ibrahim Accord. So we will discuss about the Ibrahim Accord, and we will also come to know about that either Saudi Arabia will be agree for the two nation statehood theory or they will easily accept the Ibrahim Accord. Riyadh wants to F-35 and US guarantees while balancing Iran, Russia and China, but Washington remains the top security partner. So basically it was the key points. Now we will discuss their main facts and also their impacts. US President he praised on Saudi Arabia's crown prince as Washington and Riyadh deepen ties with massive investment. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has received the warm welcome the White House from the United States President Donald Trump. Obviously, it shows that both the countries, US and Saudi Arabia, soon will invest. The White House rolled the literal red carpet out for the Prince Mohammed, known as MBS. Trump greeted him with a ceremony that featured marching bands, flag carrying horsemen, and a military flyover. The Trump MBS meeting also led to the major announcement, and they both had believed that their relation will be the more stronger. In recent months, Trump has repeatedly said he would like Saudi Arabia to join the so-called Abraham Accord, which established formal relations between Israel and several other Arab countries. On Tuesday, Mohammed bin Salman also signaled and also Trump signaled that it is possible progress on the issue without providing details or a timeline for a potential deal. The Crown Prince, however, did that Riyadh want to advance the establishment of a Palestinian state as a part of a potential agreement. As Trump already told that soon Saudi Arabia and the more Arab country will join the Ibrahim Accords. Now also Mohammed bin Salman told about it, but there is a risk. Yes, risk. Why risk is happen? Because Saudi Arabia is the main hub for all the Muslims country, obviously for the Makkah and Medina. And Mohammed bin Salman clearly told that obviously he will join Ibrahim Accord, but before it, he also want the solution of two nationhood, two statehood, obviously Palestine and Israel. We believe having a good relations with all Middle Eastern countries is a good thing, and we want to part of the Ibrahim Accord, Prince Mohammed told reporters. But we want also to be sure that we secure a clear path to a two-state solution. And today we have a healthy discussion with Mr. President that we have go to work on that to be sure that we can prepare the right situation as soon as possible to have that. So basically it was the word for the Muhammad bin Salman. Obviously he want to join Ibrahim Accord, but apart that he also want the two-state solution. Saudi officials have previously stressed that Riyadh is committed to the Arab Peace Initiative, which conditions the recognition of Israel on the establishment of a Palestinian state. Trump said he's had good talks with Prince Mohammed bin Salman. We talked about one state, two states. We talked about a lot of things in a short period of time. We will be discussing it further too, the US president said. Hence, when we talk about the President Trump's word, it was clear that he indicated that we want one state, two state, one state. Obviously, it will not be the acceptable. Still, the issue of Palestinian statehood is on the risk. Saudi Arabia, major non NATO ally, status for Saudi Arabia and a defense deal. It was the major and most important deal. Trump announced the US has decided to recognize Riyadh as a major non NATO ally. Before it, Taiwan also the major non NATO ally of the US. Saudi Arabia, it's not the first, but Saudi Arabia is a country who also agreement with the other Muslim countries too. That states allows a country access to US military hardware, sales, and other cooperation without some of the elaborate licensing protocols that other buyer of advanced American weapon system need to go through. Separately, the White House announced that Trump and Mohammed bin Salman signed a strategic defense agreement that strengthens our more than 80 years defense partnership and fortifies deterrence across the Middle East. The agreement comes week after Saudi Arabia signed a mutual defense agreement with Pakistan following Israel's September attack on Qatar, which had sparked concerns across the region over whether the US could be trusted by its Gulf allies as a security partner. So basically, when we elaborate these terms or when we elaborate these agreements, basically the deal was the beneficial for the US. Obviously, Saudi Arabia will invest in US. US people's got more jobs. US will got more investment from the Saudi Arabia. On the other hand, Saudi Arabia also want that US will protect him from the Israel. Either it will be possible or not. On Monday, Trump also confirmed that he will authorize the sale of F 35 fighter jets to Saudi Arabia. But did the Trump's words are enough for this? No, 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 not at all. Obviously, Trump just announced that he's agree with this. Apart, Trump announced obviously if the Congress in US, if the Congress will accept, then they will sail to the Saudi Arabia. During his White House visit, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman confirmed the kingdom would invest up to $1 trillion in the US economy. As I told earlier, that obviously it's beneficial for the US. The Crown Prince praised defense cooperation and US leadership in AI technology, while Trump confirmed the intention to sell Saudi Arabia F 35 jets. Saudi Arabia is increasing its commitment to invest $600 billion in the US economy to up to $1 trillion. As before, the agreement were the $600 billion. Now it moved to the $1 trillion. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told US President Donald Trump at the White House on Tuesday. The Crown Prince also said Saudi collaboration with the US was creating real opportunities in artificial agencies and that the relationship between the two countries is essential. He also acknowledged joint work in the fight against terrorism. We can announce that we're going to increase that $600 billion to almost $1 trillion investment, the Crown Prince said during a press briefing in the Oval Office. President Trump asked him to confirm the figure, to which the Crown Prince replied, definitely. Means that Trump were also in a condition that either Saudi Arabia's prince will do this or not, but he replied, definitely we will do this. The Crown Prince visit is being seen as reaffirmation of an enduring partnership which is being buttressed by a raft of deals in defense, nuclear energy, and high technology. During the press briefing, President Trump lavished praise on Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, calling him a good friend for a long time and saying that it was an honor to have him at the White House. He described Saudi Arabia as a strong ally and important partner as he paid his respects to the King Salman. Tuesday event included a fly-by a gun salute and a gala dinner organized by First Lady Melania. Trump to honor the Saudi Crown Prince, attended by Portuguese football legend Cristiano Ronaldo, who plays for Saudi side Al Nassr. Speaking on the nature of the visit, Trump told to the reporters about Air Force One on Friday, we are more than meeting, we are honoring Saudi Arabia's the Crown Prince. Before it, there was the visit of the Trump when His visit to the Saudi Arabia, obviously Saudi Crown Prince also welcomed him warmly. At the heart of the bilateral discussions lies a mutual drive to strengthen the Saudi military's capabilities and its strategy of economic diversification. The most significant defense deal on the table is sale of advanced F-35 fighter jets, which is the Middle East and currently only owned by the Israel. Obviously, in Middle East at that time, only Israel owned by the fighter jets. But now Trump also announced that he is interested to selling it in Saudi Arabia. Still, we will see that how they will sell. Obviously, it's just announcement. Either they will sell or not. Soon the time will told us. Despite objection repeatedly voiced by Israeli officials, President Trump has made it clear he intends to proceed with the sale. As far as I am concerned, I think they are both at a level where they should get up for the line. F-35, President Trump said in his remarks on Tuesday. It's clear indication that Israeli officials are not happy with this. Obviously, it's a major security threat for Israel. Moreover, in Gulf countries, it will create chaos. The push to sell the highly covered jet to Saudi Arabia therefore represent a strategic shift in U.S. arms export policy to the region. Alongside the F-35 deal on advanced air and missile defense system are also expected to entrust the kingdom's security capabilities. So, another key announcement is a deal on a framework for civilian nuclear cooperation. During Tuesday's press briefing, Trump indicated he would sign a deal with the Saudi Crown Prince on such a framework. US media reports have said President Trump is considering giving assurance to the Saudi Arabia that define the scope of US military protection, especially following the September 9 Israeli strikes on Qatar, which since 2022 has enjoyed the status of a major non NATO ally. So, now when we talk about the main points of this visit, obviously, the main ally of the Saudi Arabia's visit were more important. The long standing oil for security framework now shifts to the AI tech manufacturing and most important to the security. And I think security perspective were the more important for the Riyadh. Riyadh still seeks a permanent treaty level security guarantee from Washington over the long term. Trump and the Crown Prince signed a strategic defense agreement, and Trump announced that he accepted as Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally. However, Saudi Arabia still want a formal defense agreement. At that time, Saudi officials want security for their country, and after Qatar attack, now all Gulf countries wants the security. Obviously, from the Israel. Normalization with Israel remains premature. When we talk about the relations of Israel and Saudi Arabia, it still were not clear. Although Saudi Crown Prince hint that he will join the Ibrahim Accord, but the agreement still not reached on its peak point. Moreover, Riyadh also insisted that Israel should have the solution or US should have participated for the solution for the two state nations. Saudi also wants F-35 but still for the some of the several concerns. Obviously, that either Saudi Arabia will got this or not. So soon we will see its impacts, and soon we will see that how world change after their agreement. Obviously, the world politics will be the change if Saudi Arabia got the F-35 jets. And the world politics will be changed if still Pakistan with the Saudi Arabias, and also we will see that how Saudi Arabia will accept the Ibrahim Accord, how the two nations or two statehood will be the possible. So for more news, more arguments, more agendas, to know about them, stay tuned with us. Till then, bye bye.